If you're a guy in your 50s like I am, I'm going to share with you what lab tests you need to have monitored and what lab tests are going to help you stay on a course toward optimal health. I'm Dr. Michael Winters, Winters Wellness, Chiropractic Redefined. Many of these lab tests are not in the standard panel, so you're going to have to ask your doctor for them. You may have to go outside the insurance model for them, and that's something that we have many options for people with. But you need your testosterone monitored, of course, but that goes way beyond your romantic life. It actually goes to the level of your brain. So important as we age that our testosterone is optimum. But we also need our free testosterone measured because we may be producing adequate testosterone, but it may not be enough that's bioavailable, available to act, and that's what the free testosterone is. Now, as we get into our 50s, guys tend to want to put on a little more tummy here, and an enzyme increases called aromatase, and that converts testosterone to estrogen, particularly estradiol. So you want your estradiol levels measured. You also want your sex hormone binding globulins measured. That's the protein that these hormones are going to bind to. So as they elevate, it tends to drop free testosterone. You want luteinizing hormone measured because that's the brain's signal to the testes to produce testosterone. Now you also want cortisol measured because cortisol, if it's too high, can certainly impair testosterone. You want your vitamin D measured. We have other videos on that, but vitamin D is so important to be able to produce adequate levels of testosterone, to have a strong immune system, to have a strong brain. So you want that measured. Ferritin, that's not on the standard panels anymore, but that is the storage form of iron, and there's some amazing information that's been coming out in the last couple of years on longevity, and the lower our ferritin is until we get it just above what we need to produce red blood cells, the longer our longevity. And I'll refer you to my video on is iron creating problems for your health. We want our zinc levels measured. We can do that in the serum, or we have a in-office test called a zinc taste test where you actually taste the zinc solution, and if there's a strong reaction, you're adequate in zinc, and if not, you're deficient in zinc, and it's actually quite accurate. We need something tested called GGT. Now, that's also not on the standard panels. In our lab co-op, it's literally a $5 test. Life insurance companies run it regularly, and they're doing it, or we're doing it, mainly to see if you were a heavy drinker. However, when they've crunched the data on this, they realize that the lower the GGT, the longer the longevity of the person. The higher the GGT, the shorter lifespan they have. So that's a very important test to have. And then hemoglobin A1C is your long-term marker for glucose control. So that's not just what is the spot exactly when you had your blood drawn, but it's what your glucose has been averaging over the last several months. And that ties in with hormone levels, it ties in with brain function, lots of different aspects. So these are some of the tests that you need to have ran if you're in your 50s and you want to stay on top of your game and want to stay sharp and focused and fit and not have a big tummy. Get these tests run. If you need some help with monitoring them and getting the right nutritional support, that's what we do here in addition to the chiropractic and neurological care that we do. So I'm Dr. Michael Winters, Winters Wellness, Chiropractic Redefined. Share us on Facebook, like us on YouTube.